I guess she's not in yet. Come on, where are you? You have two trees.
Yeah, I saw this one too.
Okay, she's in the waiting room. Hi.
Hold on, sideways.
Here's Jeanette. I don't know if you remember her.
Yeah.
That's her baby.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good, thanks.
So I was just going through like what you know what we're looking at. He just got here.
Okay.
And the sidewalk being raised, you know, we're in the front of the
Yeah.
house. The thing, Juan, that Efrain, that he did the inspections and he said that there was like a crack, that this is what he didn't know. I couldn't really see it, but there's like a crack that goes like from here to here and it goes down. And he said he didn't know if that was just like a, you know, if that was like a more serious structural crack or if that was like a, you know, like just the plaster and the, you know, the wall, just like the two materials. And they did replace these windows. And when they did that, because these windows did not originally go to the corner, they stopped like around, you can kind of see where they, anyway, they stopped around here and they had to put in a new column there. So he just wasn't sure what that was all about. And then Jeanette was thinking, they were thinking, Jeanette and Tim were thinking about removing the tree with permission from City of Miami, of course, because I know this is an oak and it's protected, but you know, then Efrain said that that might be complicated also because when you remove the tree, all of the roots are actually part of the support now of the house, and that you couldn't just remove it and not do something with the ground underneath. So we just need to know, she wants to know all the options.
So I probably don't know all the answers. It is difficult because I'm not a contractor.
Hold on. You there?
Yep, I'm here.
Sorry, I missed you. I lost
okay.
you.
Because I'm not a contractor, I'm not a builder, and need a structural engineer.
We have a structural engineer coming
Yeah,
at
so
2 o'clock.
Definitely, this tree has caused this lifting.
Yeah.
It might be compromising the foundation of the house. It's possible that the crack in here, it's already shifting, or it's being shifted.
Right.
Because of the roots
Right.
and all that. It's very possible that the engineer might, in order to evaluate completely this, might even have to remove these.
Yeah.
This concrete to see what is underneath.
I mean, there's a crawl space entrance over there, but there was not that, it wasn't accessible during the inspections because it was like a lot of dirt and it was small and there wasn't really a way to get in.
So they might have to clear that up and in order to be able to get it.
Yeah, maybe he needs to get in underneath, right?
The structural engineer. But definitely the tree doesn't have more space where to grow.
Right.
That's why it has run out of space, and now that might be impacting the house.
Is there a way to train the roots to, no.
You cannot train roots on a tree, even if it's a small tree. Sometimes you might, in a small tree, you might be able to put some root barriers. But when you have roots that size, you know.
Are you seeing that, Jeanette? Are you seeing the roots?
When you have very large roots that are very woody, you cannot at that point do.
Oh, like they have like the bark on it. Oh, interesting.
Well,
Okay.
that's like a rigid,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
6, 8 inch, 10 inch, 12 inch diameter. How you bend that? You cannot
Okay.
bend that. You cannot train that. Now, are the roots being part support of the house? I don't. That's
the structural
engineer will have to determine that. If the roots got underneath the foundation and the house is resting on the roots, yes, it's
right.
very possible that the roots might be supporting the house.
Right. So basically we need to wait for the structural engineer to determine any structural issues and how, and I guess if the tree needs to be removed or not. I mean, what would you advise? Or can this tree even be moved?
I mean, you mean relocated?
Yeah,
No, I don't believe so, because there's no space here to excavate to get a root ball big enough to then make a successful transplant.
did you catch that?
Yeah, so, okay, but you mentioned that the tree has run out of space. So this
correct.
is something that, even a few years down the line, that tree is gonna be compromising the structure if it hasn't already, because there's no room.
Correct.
Okay, so in that case, do you know if the city of Miami gives any issues with removing the tree since it's protected?
You will have to go through the process of obtaining the permit and justifying with the city the lock of space and the damage that the tree has caused to your house or to the
Do they
house.
need a report from you to do that, or from the structural engineer?
Well, it could be a combination of both,
Yeah.
or I can only give an opinion right now on a report based on what I
Okay,
see right now.
yeah,
If these would be removed, then I can see, but it's obvious that the roots are causing.
Yeah, oh yeah, I mean,
Yes.
but definitely
So,
the roots are causing that.
Then the other thing is that if the house needs repair, it's possible that the tree might have to be removed prior to repairing the house.
Well, right. It wouldn't make
Um,
sense to repair.
Exactly.
yeah.
So all that will have to be put it on a report, in the sense of saying, there's no more space for the tree
Mm-hmm.
roots to accommodate, and the trees appears to be causing damage to the house, and it would be best to remove.
Okay, I
That's
have
okay.
2 more questions. So if the tree is removed, I'm thinking about replacing maybe with some palm trees, or, can you think of any other trees that can, provide a canopy, but not have, those wide roots? I'm thinking palm trees. That's the only thing I could think of.
Well, the city might ask you to mitigate the tree, and there are different types of mitigation. It's usually based on the diameter of the trunk of the tree, the mitigation. So I don't know how the city is going to go. You might have to plant other trees, but a lot of times palms are not considered part of the mitigation.
Yeah.
So it
Okay.
will be best to find out first what the city is
Okay.
going to require and how they're going to play.
Okay,
the
and how could
mitigation.
I do that? Being that the home isn't mine yet, how can I go about and get that information of what the process would be?
Eh, that's a little difficult. You might have to reach to the city, but that could be a very lengthy process before the city responds and things like that. Since the home is not yours, because we're not city inspectors or
Yeah,
anything like that, so I don't know what the city is
okay.
gonna require.
Well, but
And-
The other way it also is to mitigate is, okay, you're not gonna be able to plant other trees, let's say, to compensate for these loss. So you can pay, which is a fine for the mitigation, if you cannot plant other trees when they require.
Okay, and could you give an estimate of how much we can expect for the removal of those 2 trees if it comes to that?
Yeah, I can give you an approximate estimate.
Okay.
You know, Jeanette, I have a neighbor, the neighbor right across the street from me,
Uh-huh.
and I'm city of Miami also.
Uh-huh.
She had a situation where they had to get rid of a huge oak. They were very, very upset, but the neighbor behind them, I tried referring them to you, by the way, was a builder basically, and they built this house and they built a pool and they killed her tree. They basically, the
Wow.
tree, they basically took off so many branches and cut the roots to dig up the pool, and they knew what they were doing. And
Yeah.
they destroyed the tree, and so they ended up, there was no way to salvage the tree. They were really upset, but they had to get rid of the tree. But she did tell me that it was like kind of, you know, difficult, because I mean, in your case it's probably going to be good for you, but she said that she was not able, that the city had major requirements as to exactly what kind of trees could be put in its place. They were not going to allow a huge tree. It had to have a height limit. They were like very strict on what, I guess they want to avoid any future damage, you know.
Interesting.
But I
Okay.
could talk to her and ask her some more about that.
Okay.
And see if maybe she has a contact over there, and maybe we can find out some information that way from her contact.
Okay.
You know, Juan, are you available for a Zoom call, conference call at 2? Like, you don't even have to say anything, but just so you can listen in on what the structural.
Yeah, the only problem why I couldn't be here at 2 is because I have a 1:30 actually in Broward.
Yeah.
So
But at 2, you might be able to jump onto a Zoom.
yeah,
Okay, because I would like you to hear it firsthand from the structural person, even, you know, just so that it's not like I'm telling you some, you know, like we're not playing the telephone game. But you needed to see it. I mean, you needed to see the situation.
yeah.
And what about the other tree? Do you need to get to the back side yard? I'm not going back there. I'm not going back there. I don't know what he's doing. I am not wearing hiking shoes. So
The tree has some decay here, and the tree has some decay here, and also has some bleeding on the roots, which might indicate also that might have a disease.
beating in the roots. What is that? I don't even know that was, I don't even know what that means. Is it like sap?
Yeah.
It looks like sap?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd go back there, but like I told her, I'm not wearing the right shoes for that.
Yeah, so
Can you maybe like put the phone like on there so we can see what you're talking about?
can you see that?
Yep.
See the dark spot?
Yes. Yes. That's the bleeding?
Yeah. And there's also right here, this area right here, it has decay.
Okay.
It doesn't appear
If that's
to
the
go.
case, the other tree from the other side, it looks like the bark is falling off.
What does that
It
mean when the
looks,
bark
I know
comes
that
off?
there's a wall there.
It depends. I mean, I cannot see it. Maybe we can go.
Yeah, we can
and
go
see
around.
The other side.
We can,
Um,
but we have to
But,
go around the other side of
I
the
can
house.
see that tree also is pushing into the concrete right here.
Not as bad, but yeah.
Or this patio, whatever.
Yeah.
And it looks like the roots also have curved, but are going into the other neighbors'
Yeah.
patio also,
Okay.
and things like that. So I cannot see the trunk from here.
Well,
but
we can go on
see
the
it.
other side.
Yeah.
Yep. Hello. Are you having fun?
Oh, yes. Are you?
I'm having a blast. I think if we go around this way, we should be okay. Your presentation today was so good.
Oh, I'm glad because she is always sleeping
Oh, that
sleeping
was
through the
so
meeting.
funny. Oh my God, that was
So I'm
fantastic.
like, are you serious? You're gonna be awake? Okay, well, let's go.
She
Let's
was,
do
she
this.
was like this. She was the star. Yeah, she was good
She's
though.
just like this, you know, she's like a little mouse, so calladita.
I know, so sweet. She was just like on your hip, and that was it. And you
Yeah,
were doing
like,
your exercise.
okay.
It's so awesome.
She's like, I just don't want to
What do
sleep.
you think about these also? Because I think these would have to be cut back or removed because they're really close.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, they did 10 for termites, and that's like termite damage there. But I think that this is never good for the house. So
Yeah.
she would probably want to get an estimate on this, and maybe replacing it with, I don't know if the part of it could be salvaged or what you would recommend, or planting something else. Okay, so this is what she was talking about.
This is not good.
What does that mean? 'Cause I've seen this on other trees.
So this is loose bark, and this whole section of the tree is dead,
Oh,
So
wow.
and it's decaying. So this is like an open cavity. You can see these are
Fungus.
fungus
Oh, yeah.
mushrooms that are decaying. This is the edge of what's called new cambium, new tissue trying to grow around. But basically this whole section right here, all the way around, all that is an open wound, if you want to call, and it's decaying. I mean, all this is soft. It's just,
Oh, wow.
Wow.
so this tree even poses a risk to
And up
the
there,
property.
it's even,
All that is day and decay.
oh, wow.
Now, when you say it poses a risk, do you mean like of infecting other trees or of it falling?
Because all this is structurally weak. I don't
Yeah.
know how bad is the decay in the inside. Let's say if there's a storm or something, this tree could easily
Got it.
break or fail,
Got
or
it.
it will be more prone to that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
When I see things like this, either we have to do a more in-depth evaluation, which will be almost like a sonic tomography to detect the decay inside, or drilling with a resistograph
Yeah,
to be
like a
able to
cavity.
detect,
Like a
And then-
cavity, right? Like
exactly.
you're looking for a cavity.
and then
Wow.
measure all these opening.
I always remembered that commercial
Yep.
that you did with the cavity.
That was one of my presentations.
Yeah.
So this is not good at all on this tree.
Yeah, when you mentioned that about the other one, I'm like, oof, wait till he sees the one in the back.
So this is the crawl space.
Yeah.
And they couldn't really get into it because that was all like covered in dirt where that concrete thing is.
Yeah.
And then they dug out some of the dirt, but it's still very hard to get in there.
But yeah,
I don't
so
understand how
you'll
a
be
body
very
can
small
fit in
person
there.
Probably to get in there.
Yeah. They had all the plumbing replaced and they say that they go under there, but
That's interesting.
Oh, wow.
so these roots are also pretty big and it looks like it's going
Yeah,
under.
I mean, if this would be almost like excavated, these roots will be probably up against the wall.
So very important for somebody to get under the house.
Yeah, and these roots also, I don't know what's doing in there.
Do you think they'd be able to tell by looking under the house?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. That would be a structural question. I mean, I love these trees.
I
Love them.
know.
They're magnificent. And they're probably, how old do you think these trees are?
These are old trees.
Do you
This
think it
is
was there
happened
before the
over many
house?
years.
that's been like that for many years. Yeah.
It has happened over many years.
Do
So
you
that-
think that that tree's been there before the house?
House was built in the 50s.
It's very possible.
Wow.
What do you think? I mean, like 60?
The age of the trees, yeah, it could be
Like
60, 80, 100 years old.
Wow.
It might be because it might not have been able to grow because it wasn't able to, the roots.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they could be older. Because this is actually kind of interesting. You're right. This actually makes it look older than the height of it. And it also could be that they trimmed it.
And this tree, because it's in such a bad shape now, this whole area is dead.
Well, she cut limbs.
No, it's dead. It's not because they cut limbs. That area is dead.
Oh, wow.
It's actually ready to.
Wow.
Branches could easily break and come down because they're dead.
Wow.
Well, then she definitely needs to know about it. Even if you don't go through with the sale, she
Yeah,
needs to know about this.
absolutely.
Can you give like a separate estimate on this tree and on that tree, and then a separate one for the bamboos
Give me a separate estimate.
to remove? I mean, I don't think, and then what would be the process of like contacting the city?
I can give you the name of the city arborist and see if you.
Yeah,
can
please.
reach to her. I know that she's pretty busy.
You know Elvis Cruz?
Elvis Cruz? No.
He's this guy in my neighborhood that's like totally involved with the trees in Morningside. And he's has a lot of contacts. I was just wondering if, I'm gonna ask him too. We've got a lot of people in my neighborhood that are like very into trees and work very closely with City of Miami. So maybe they have some contacts too. Okay, Jeanette,
Yes.
you get that?
Yep.
All right, I think that's it. Oh, that breaks my heart.
Yeah.
I hate when trees have to come down, but that tree that's behind the fence is actually
That's a danger.
for her.
Danger for her, for the neighbors, and it's right next to her bedroom.
It's right next to the bedroom. That is a danger. So what would you put here so that they would have privacy and not?
Well, there's some shrubs and hedges that could be installed. Something like a podocarpus hedge or something like that. Podocarpus. That's the name of it.
Podocarpus.
Podocarpus.
Okay. You'll have to look that up. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
Some people, they call the yew pine.
Oh, the yew pine. Okay. Okay. Any questions, my dear?
Nope. Just that about, the estimates, and also if he had any recommendations, but he says the city is the one who will have the recommendations on what to plant. What trees to plant.
Yeah, that has to be coordinated with the city.
Okay.
That needs to
So
coordinate with the
also basically like any large plants I want to plant there, I need to get approved by the city. Like even if it's like palm trees, I still have to get approved by them.
Well, it depends. If you're just planting a few palms here, I don't think you need to be approved. The approval will come as a result of getting the permit for the
tree.
Got
removal.
it.
Yeah,
Got
you
it.
can't remove a large tree like that, especially without permission. And
Yeah.
they will definitely dictate how high the tree can be. From what my neighbor and friend said, she said they were so upset because they liked the large trees. They wanted the large
Yeah.
tree. They wanted a similarly large, and they were not allowed to do it. So basically I
Interesting.
haven't seen, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can get a video, go back to their yard and see if she'll let me
Okay.
take a little video. But she said that basically it was like hedges, or maybe she can just send
Okay.
us. Yeah.
All right. And then it is the structural engineer's side to figure out what, like, if once the roots are removed, what gets put in his place. That's not his.
You mean like underneath the
area.
house? You mean the
Yeah.
underneath the house? Yeah, that would be the structure.
Yeah, we don't know anything
Okay.
about.
Yeah, that's a structural engineer.
Okay, got it. Alrighty. But he would be the one who would be part of the process of removing the roots, or is that also the structural side?
You would be part
To
of the
remove.
process. Well, would you remove the roots? Who?
So,
That's a good question. Who removes the roots?
probably the roots will have to be removed when the repair is done. The roots that are
Okay.
under the
Yeah,
fence.
that makes sense because you can't really, and you're going to have to time everything at the same time because once the tree dies, then the integrity of the
Yeah.
roots will be compromised. So you have to really be careful how you do this, right?
Yeah, definitely not do it during hurricane season.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, would you recommend not doing it during hurricane season, or would you recommend doing it? I mean, there's two schools of thought on that because it could cause
Yeah.
damage now.
Yeah.
But then again, if you start trimming and then all of a sudden there's a storm out there and you're having a super active.
Yeah.
So it's not that the roots will decompose in a matter of a couple of weeks.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
If you remove the trees, you have some time, even if the house is resting on the roots.
How
Okay,
long? How
perfect.
long?
Especially being
That's
live
so
oak,
big. Yeah.
it's very strong.
Okay.
That wood is very strong.
The live oak is very strong. Okay.
Got
You know,
it.
they might have to put the house on tilt to be able to fix it anyway.
Yeah.
You know what? We had to do that at my house when we had major structural issues underneath the bathroom, and they put like lifts, like
Yeah, they
cranks.
put wood.
No, not wood.
Wow.
They put like cranks, like they cranked like a
Well,
Wow.
sometimes you can jack and use
they use a
jacks,
jack. They use a jack.
and the jack is just to lift it a little bit, but then they put wood to support it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Until they
and
were doing the
resting, yeah.
replacement. They had to replace like major structural beams under my house, like
Wow.
from water damage.
That's, again, I'm not a structural engineer, but I've seen,
Yeah, I was really surprised. I actually took a video of it because I was so surprised that basically it was sitting on a jack, several
Wow.
jacks for a while. Yeah. All right, I think that's it.
All right. Great.
Um,
Thank you very much.
Okay, so 2 o'clock, okay, and I'm gonna send the invitation to you also, Juan.
Perfect.
I'm
think-
challenged.
All
It's just pushing it out. Yep, silly. All right, talk to you later. Bye,
righty. Talk to you
Victoria.
later. Thank you.
Bye, Victoria.
Bye.
Bye.